What's up, my fans? Oh yeah, I got fans. Okay, not very many, but I got some, alright? We got a Ford Fusion. No. Ford Taurus. We got a Ford Taurus here. And today, what I'd like to share with you is something that I don't think I've posted yet. So I thought it would be a good video opportunity. I will show you how to replace the back window, okay? So it's a little different than windshields, so pay attention. How to replace a back window. So here we go. Pay attention. Put your earmuffs on if you have some for better sound quality, because we're about to get real. Step one, make a plan. So you got to inspect what you're dealing with and make a plan of attack. So first thing I look for is, how am I going to remove the window? So I look for the gap between the window and the body. And if that gap is big enough that I can fit my hand tool in there, then that's my plan of attack. So this one is very close, but I believe I can do it. So my plan of attack for this car is cut it out with a hand tool. Plan of attack number 2. Take a look at the new window to see what you're dealing with, because then you know what you got to deal with on the car. So now I know behind the panel there's a defrost wire here. There's an antenna wire here. There's going to be 2 plastic tabs holding it, so even if I cut all the urethane out, these things are still going to hold it in place. There's going to be wires connected here and here. There's tabs here, which is going to connect a plastic cover that's going to house a light. There's going to be a wire connected here. There's going to be a wire connected here, another defrost wire connected here, and it's also going to be locked in here. So on the car, I know that before I start cutting it out, I got to disconnect all the wires, disconnect and remove the light, and anticipate that these things are still going to hold it in even after I cut the urethane. So now I have my plan of attack. I know exactly what I need to do. Okay guys, so for the first time ever, I would never do this with strangers, but I'm going to take you guys to the back seat with me. So come on in. So we're in the back seat. Let me show you what I've done. So we got the side panel here. I moved it down, and I could get enough access to disconnect all the wires, so I just leave it right there. The top here, you can see the light's just kind of hanging. I've unclipped it. So on this car, what I had to do, so I had to squeeze this tab here. I had to squeeze it to unclip it off the bracket. And every vehicle is going to be different, but you can see that tab right there? Just squeeze it and then it unclips. So that's off. The plastic cover above this is off, popped off. You can see over here, I've disconnected those wires. That panel has been moved out of the way, and I've disconnected the defrost and the antenna. So everything inside the car is ready. Now I get back outside the car and start chopping it out. Okay, I think that's a good angle. And every time I set up the angle, you know, I make sure I look good in the angle. I'm not really that much worried about the angle of the vehicle, and if you can see what I'm doing as I am, you know, how I look. So yeah, I think the height looks pretty good. It makes me look kind of tall. Not, you know, if I put the camera there, I look short. So it's like, wow, giant. So happy with the camera angle. Moving on, we're gonna cut it out. So first step, use tape around all the edges if you're going to use the hand tool to cut it out, so there's no chance of accidentally slipping and nicking the paint. This will protect you. Do not skip this step. Step number 2 for this, for the removal process, is wet it and start to cut it out. Okay, I'm going to slow it down off to fast forward so you can get an idea of what I'm doing here a little slower and in detail. So take note of my hand positions, take note of what I'm doing, the angles of things, and you'll do just fine. Grab the handle, grab the knife, keep the knife parallel to the glass, and a nice strong pull. Use your wrist at the end. Don't keep pulling till the end. You may slip and scratch the car. Ready, set, go! So this side's giving me some trouble. What am I going to do? I'm going to add some water. Maybe it's thirsty. Add some water. Let's try it again. Okay, back up. Beautiful. Not a scratch anywhere. I like grunting because then I feel like I'm actually working. So I've cut it all around with the knife. This is the shorter blade. I'm now going to go all around with the longer blade. See, longer. This length should cut right through. But if you jump to this first, it's too stiff to try and cut it through in one shot, and that pressure could break the glass. Here we go. Okay, back up. Back down. Now we got to get around some of these little defrost clips. So that's good there. Back up. Get around this guy here. Perfect. Now when we come to the top, I don't pull anymore. I use my wrist. And we're going to twist around the corner and away we go. This hand pulls, this hand guides the blade, okay? Parallel with the glass, don't point down or up, and keep it straight. Here we go. Good, stop here, use the wrist to pull it. No chance of slipping. And around the corner and down. Yes. So we're done with the blade. This thing is fully cut all around. The only place that has not been cut right now is the bottom of the window, which I will do with the extended X-Acto knife. And I'll do that from the inside of the car. Then she's done. This is the extended X-Acto blade, okay? This tool here is a must-have if you are doing auto glass replacement. You have to have this tool. This is the tool that I use on every single glass replacement job. Every single one. I have 3 of these to make sure that I always have it because they will break over time. Must have. And if you cannot find it in your local area, either message me for one and I'll ship it to you. I do sell these, or I will let you know where you can order one. So just like that, the glass is out. Now I'll remove the tape and start to trim all its excess urethane off until it's a nice even plane, and then prime anything that needs priming, apply my activator, and then put activator on the glass, make sure it's nice and clean, urethane, and put it back on. We are done. Okay, so trimmed the urethane, applied some, cleaned it with Windex and, with glass cleaner and paper towel. Applied corrosion treatment primer, applied activator both to the car and the windshield or the back glass. Now it's time to urethane it on. So I'm gonna apply the bead of urethane, which is specifically set to a certain height, and then put the glass in and give it a little final clean from the outside, connect all the wires and everything, and this thing is done. Time to pound the glass in. Gotta do this quickly. If you're new to doing this stuff, really practice this before trying it alone, or get somebody to help you. When you're doing your alignment and you're trying to make sure that every corner is evenly gapped, try to find a position to look at. So first look generally, and you can tell right away if there's a big gap and a small gap on the other side. Once it gets close to being the same, find a point. So the end point of this trunk here, the very, very tip point of the trunk, right here is exactly lined up with the flush with the glass. So then I'm going to check this side. Boom, same thing. So I know that they're even down here. And then find a point up here. So like the very edge of this molding is just a bit in. Very edge of the molding is just a bit in. So you're finding points to fine tune the perfect alignment. It looks stunning. This is perfect. So glass is in. All I got to do is hop in here, plug the defrost and antennas back in, plug that light back in, slap the panels back on, give it a wipe, money in the bank, just like that. So very quick, very easy, and If you want to do it, anybody can do it. So put your mind to it. Subscribe to my videos because I'll show you a lot more of the details. I'm not really going into fine details here. There's a lot of things going on that I'm not mentioning. So subscribe, ask questions in the comment section below, and together I'll help you through it, and you'll be as successful as I am. So now that I gotta jump inside and finish up, I put gloves on because dirt, debris, urethane, whatever it is that's on my finger, especially in a light interior like this, fresh gloves, clean hands, don't make it dirty. And just like that, she's done. Spotless, perfect install. Let's take a look inside. All the panels back on perfectly, all the wires reconnected, the lights back on, and it's just absolutely perfect.